Hi, this is Jeff Brailio, and welcome to our LLC education series. This is a short video on members of an LLC and the difference between single member and multi-member LLCs. We hope you find it informative, but before we begin, just a few of the things we need to dispense with before we start. Again, today's presentation materials are copyrighted by my office. Please don't steal them, but you don't have to because they're always available free online, so just check them out anytime you want. This educational video is for informative purposes only. It is not personal financial, accounting, or legal advice. It is for your information only. And if you have any particular questions about your specific situation, feel free to give us a call at the office, and we're happy to discuss those with you. Okay, been an attorney for a very long time, 19 years, created lots of businesses, over 500 of them, worked with over 700 clients, been a long-time real estate investor, licensed real estate agent. I'm currently a title and escrow officer, entrepreneur, consultant, educator, published author, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Our office, what we do is a lot of entity formation. We have lots of experience in entity formation and asset protection, estate planning, title and escrow services, business and real estate transactional documents, consulting, fiduciary services, and a lot of education. We do a lot of live education in classrooms and free webinars about 15 times a year. So please join us for some of our other live education courses or watch our videos available through the website. Okay, members of an LLC. Members are the owners, period. That's, if you want to own an LLC, you are a member of the LLC. You're not a shareholder. You're not a director, like on the board of directors. You're not a president or a vice president or anything else. You are a member. That is what owners of the LLC are called. Can you call yourself a president? Yes, you can name yourself the president of the LLC. Essentially, it's just a role within the LLC. But the owners are called members, okay, not shareholders. And you have a membership interest, not shares. And your membership interest is the percentage ownership of the company that you own. All LLCs can have one or multiple members of them. LLCs kind of come from partnership law, and they're a derivation of partnerships. And a partnership must have multiple members. Obviously, you can't be a partner with yourself. But single member LLCs are authorized by Utah law, so you can have a single member LLC. Or you can have as many members as you want. In fact, you can have literally as many members as you want. If you're going to have a lot of members, we would probably recommend a custom LLC and dividing up members into certain classes with certain rights, because you certainly don't want 10, 20, 50, 100 people all trying to have a vote and say in certain things. But that would be a custom LLC. Most of the LLCs we set up are small businesses with a limited number of members, either one or two or three. So regardless of how many members you have, all LLCs come with what is called corporate liability protection. This is called the corporate veil. And this veil protects your personal assets from liability of the business. So if you own a rental property and you're sued and the LLC owns that property, they're going to sue the LLC, and that LLC will contain all the liability within it. You might lose that rental property, but your personal assets and your other assets are protected as long as you run that LLC appropriately. And so that you don't have to worry about. Multi-member LLCs comes with an additional protection. It's called charging order protection. This is a protection that will protect the asset in the LLC, such as that rental property, from personal liability. For example, you're in a car accident and you're being sued as an individual. So this has nothing to do with your business. This is you as a human being got sued, and the court is looking at anything that you own. Okay? And this charging order protection is a great protection for assets inside the company. Now, to really discuss corporate veil protection and charging order protection and the different liabilities that are protected by those, you really should watch our liability protection videos. There's a couple of hours of videos on the basics of liability and protection, and then there's a 2-hour video on advanced asset protection that really goes into detail about how to protect yourself from these different kinds of liabilities. So again, that's 2 to 3 hours, 4 hours of education that is beyond the scope of this short video. stuff you need to know before you set up the LLC, but you should definitely sit down and watch those and understand how best to protect yourself. Okay. Single member LLCs, if that's what you decide to do, they're easy to run. There are no partners to deal with, so there's no worries about disputes or disagreements and how to get out of it. It's always just you. It doesn't file a tax return, which is nice and convenient, so it can save you money at tax time. But again, it doesn't come with that extra charging order protection. A multi-member LLC can make decision-making more difficult, and if that depends on whether it's member managed or manager managed. So please watch our video on that. And but there are ways around it, and you can adjust your LLC, percentage ownerships to kind of make that easier. It will file a tax return. All multi-member LLCs must file a tax return called a partnership return. And of course, it's a stronger protection for the asset owned by the LLC, such as rental properties. So if you're looking at long-term holds and holding assets for a long time, we really highly recommend multiple members of this company. There are ways to do that. Even if you're a single person, there are ways to create a multi-member LLC. So if you have any questions about creating a multi-member LLC for this extra protection, then just give our office a call and we'll go over options with you. You can also watch the video Advanced Asset Protection on our video courses page. And it's a 2-hour video that will also describe many, many situations and arrangements and options for getting this extra protection and really protecting those assets. And we're always happy to sit down with you and spend some time with you to discuss those options and set up an asset protection program that works for you. Okay, what about a husband and wife? Let's say a husband and wife, legally married, are the 2 members of the LLC. Are they a multi-member LLC or are they a single-member LLC? Well, it kind of depends on the state you're living in, for one. And in Utah, we are not a community property state. And so in Utah, husband and wife on an LLC are considered partners. So they are considered multi-members. And therefore, they must file a partnership tax return, issue K-1 statements to each of them, and then they each must report that on their tax return, even if they file jointly. Okay, a lot of accountants don't do this, and you don't want an accountant who doesn't understand this. A lot of accountants say, hey, you're husband and wife, and you file your taxes jointly. I'm not going to do a tax return and issue K-1s because the money is going to be split up between the 2 of you and then combined again on one tax return, and it'll save you money. Now, it's great that the accountant wants to save you money, but that accountant is ruining your liability protection. You want multi-member status if you're ever sued and you want to protect those assets. You want to prove to the court that you treated this like a partnership, and as a partnership, true multi-member LLC, you want that charging order protection. So filing tax returns as a partnership is just another piece of evidence to prove that you are a true partnership. Okay, but husband and wives are a bit of a gray area, and we don't know 100% how a court would look at that. But we are pretty confident that at least in the state of Utah and other states that are not community property, if the husband and wife treat themselves as partners and file partnership tax returns and have meetings as partners and all of that, that they should be considered partners and get that charging order protection. So again, that's husband and wife. That's kind of the basics of members of an LLC and the things you need to know of deciding what members to make of your put on your LLC when you set it up. When you're ready to set up an LLC, just give us a call at 801-560-2180. Thanks for listening, and let us know if you have any questions.